Hello there, I'm Nadia Azmi and this is Nightline. Here are the top stories. Sydney mass stabbing, Wisma Putra to obtain more information on victims. And National Unity Council to meet on April 17th to discuss allocation for opposition MPs. Good morning. Wisma Putra is still in the midst of obtaining more information on whether any Malaysians were involved in the mass stabbing incident at a Sydney shopping centre on Saturday. The Foreign Ministry, when contacted by TV3, said it is actively coordinating efforts with Australian authorities to obtain further information on the incident. However, as of Saturday evening, there is still no confirmation on the victims' identities. The ministry added that it will keep the public informed of any new developments and issue media statements as needed. Six people were killed and several others were injured on Saturday after a man used a knife to attack people at a Sydney shopping centre before being shot dead by police. New South Wales Police Assistant Commissioner Anthony Cook said the unidentified suspect was killed by a female police officer responding to the scene. He said initial investigations showed that the 40-year-old man acted alone and there would be no continuing threat. Although police have seen no evidence pointing to the possible motivations of the attacker, but they are not ruling nothing out. Following the attack, 8 people, including a 9-month-old baby and her mother, were rushed to hospital, with some of them in serious or critical condition. Australia has some of the world's toughest gun and knife laws, and attacks such as the incident are rare. Meanwhile, eyewitnesses described scenes of chaos as they fled a busy Sydney shopping mall.
They just said, run, 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 someone's being stabbed. And so we were inside Dior, they closed the doors and we saw the guy come up the escalators, green shirt, I think shorts, with a big black knife in his hand. And just really calmly, he was just walking like he was having an ice cream in the park, you know. And then he went up the escalators at Zara.
It looked like that he was on the killing spree on this side, because when we come downstairs, there was another 2 bodies near the wedding shop inside. Looked like they must have been stabbed. Just inside, one looked like a female and a male.
I saw people running like quite clearly in one direction, and behind them was a man with a knife running towards different people. He was running up to them, or trying to. I don't know what he was doing, but then. We went into the gym because I was right outside that, and we're trying to close the doors to the gym when we heard the gunshots, which I understand now were the police.
The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim and the Raja Permaisuri Agong Raja Zarit Sofia conveyed Vaisakhi and Tamil New Year greetings to the Malaysian, Sikh and Tamil communities respectively. In his social media post, the king emphasised that tolerance and mutual respect have always been the pillars of national unity. Sultan Ibrahim said, as he had asserted before, multicultural unity is the most meaningful gift to him. The king went on to say that harmony and the spirit of unity among the people, regardless of religion or race, are crucial for the stability of the country. Sultan Ibrahim also expressed hope that Vaisakhi Day and Tamil New Year will continue to bring joy to those who celebrate them. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim called on the people to continue to foster the spirit of unity. In his social media post, Anwar said unity was the foundation of the country's strength. He wished Happy Tamil New Year, Happy Vaisakhi and Happy Vishu to Tamil, Sikh and Malayali communities respectively. He also prayed that this year will bring happiness and well-being to those celebrating the New Year. The Tamil New Year is celebrated on April 14th at the start of the Chittirai Tamil month and follows the Gregorian calendar, where it is on the same date every year. The Vaisakhi festival, the Punjabi New Year, is one of the most significant festivals in the Sikh calendar and is often referred to as an appreciation for harvested crops, while Vishu celebrates and symbolises the Malayali New Year. The National Unity Council NUC will discuss the allocation to be given to the opposition members of Parliament MPs next week. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof said any decision will be made by the NUC.
Belum dibincangkan di peringkat kerajaan perpaduan, majlis perpaduan dulu.
Kalau dia dah bagi kata bagi kerajaan letak syarat, tidak ada salah satu syarat yang diletakkan.
Saya tak tahu, belum dibincangkan. Jangan mengandalkan sesuatu yang belum dibincangkan.
Ya.
Itu yang menjadikan satu persepsi nanti.
The DPM spoke to the media at his Hari Raya Aidilfitri open house in Kuching, Sarawak on Saturday. He said he had a meeting with PN representatives led by opposition leader Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin recently, and the opposition said they want allocations and any conditions to give allocations are up to the government to set. Fadilah said he had informed them that this matter will be brought to the NUC level. PKR will lodge a report with the police against a social media account who accused the party of embezzling billions of ringgit purportedly meant as oil royalty payment to Kelantan and Terengganu. Its information chief Fahmi Fadil said he has also instructed the party to lodge a complaint with the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC against the individual responsible for the defamatory social posting. In his social media post, Fahmi, who is also the communications minister, described the social media postings as outright false and defamatory, that is disgusting. He said the party will disclose the party's audited financial accounts at every PKR Congress. The PKR information chief said there is no such an amount as alleged being deposited into PKR's account. His post was accompanied by a screenshot of a social media posting by one Facebook user, Sabrizan Saleh, in the Jabatan Netizen Negara Facebook group. The Education Ministry will extend the intake of candidates for the Bachelor of Teaching Degree Programme PISMP. They will include Sijil Tinggi Persekolahan Malaysia STPM, Sijil Tinggi Agama Malaysia STAM and Matriculation Programme graduates. In a statement, the ministry said the move will commence this year. The initiative is to provide opportunities for more candidates interested in becoming teachers to apply for admission to the PISMP programme. The objective is to ensure the best candidates are selected for the programme. It stressed that the move demonstrated the ministry's continuous commitment to addressing the shortage of teachers, while ensuring the selection of the best teacher candidates who can contribute to the national education reform agenda. The selected candidates will undergo training at the Institute of Teacher Education Malaysia, IPGM, in various specialised fields in a 4-year course. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry's move to expand the recruitment of teachers is considered to be the right solution to deal with the current lack of teachers. However, the National Union of the Teaching Profession NUTP said a similar move also needs to be implemented to fill the positions of teachers in secondary schools that are also reported to be facing shortage issues. NUTP Secretary-General Fauzi Singgon said the teacher shortage issue is part of it. He said it can also address issues related to the replacement of retired teachers. He pointed out that by extending the recruitment to other candidates, there is a possibility of getting more suitable candidates to fill in the vacancies. Fauzi went on to say that it would be timely to fulfill the aspirations of wanting 30% of outstanding students to take up teaching positions in the country. He added that the problem does not only occur in schools in urban areas, but also occurs in schools in the remote areas. Therefore, he said the recruitment of new teachers needs to be done more often to fill vacancies in all schools. The effort is believed to be able to give space and priority to more prospective teachers to join the field of education based on aspects of quality and interest. A special fund of 50 million ringgit has been allocated for Indian women micro-entrepreneurs to expand their business and elevate their economic status. Deputy Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Minister Datuk Ramanan Ramakrishnan said that the fund under Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia AIM was an effort to assist small businesses run by Malaysian Indian women aged 18 and above. In making this announcement on Saturday, Ramanan said the 50 million ringgit loan, which uses the internal AIM funds, will benefit 7,100 new entrepreneurs. It will raise the number of benefactors of AIM loan schemes to 10,200 to create more micro-Indian entrepreneurs in line with the Malaysia Madani concept. Micro-entrepreneurs can apply up to 30,000 ringgit per person and would have to start repaying the loans when the businesses have started reaping profits. This would also help place Indian women micro-entrepreneurs who have been on the sidelines of Malaysian society and in poverty to be more prosperous. In thanking the Prime Minister for the support, Ramanan said applications for the PEN Fund will be opened from April 15th at 124 AIM branches nationwide. He emphasised that AIM's initiative aligns with the aspirations of Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim to ensure that no citizen is left behind in the nation-building process. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC has confiscated the SIM card and a mobile phone of My News Hub's social media account operator following the uploading and sharing of an old video clip that caused confusion among the public. The video shows an audience listening to an address by Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, and includes a simulation of security personnel restraining a member of the audience in a provocative situation. The MCMC in a statement on Saturday said that it recorded the statement of the account operator at the MCMC headquarters in Cyberjaya at about 8:40 p.m. on Friday. It also said that the recording of the statement follows the action by the suspect of uploading and replaying an old video clip with text that caused confusion among social media users. MCMC added that an investigation paper would be handed over to the Attorney General's chambers after the probe has been completed. The case is being investigated under the Communications and Multimedia Act, which provides for a maximum fine of 50,000 ringgit or imprisonment of up to 1 year, or both if convicted. MCMC also reminded the public not to spread any unauthorised or misleading content. The Public Service Department JPA on Friday said the video was believed to have been shared on social media with the intention of playing up negative sentiments against the government. Traffic on major highways heading towards the Klang Valley was congested on Saturday night, with many city folks returning from their hometowns after the Aidilfitri holidays. A Malaysian Highway Authority LLM spokesman said as of 11 p.m, traffic was congested on the Plus Highway in several stretches from the north towards the Klang Valley. This included from Alostar Selatan to Gurun, Sungai Petani Selatan to Bertam, Seberang Jaya to Prai, Juru to Taiping, Simpang Pulai to Tapah, Bidor to Sungkai and Bukit Beruntung to Sungai Buaya. Traffic was also slow moving from the south to the Klang Valley, from Yong Peng to Pagoh, Jasin to Bempan, Ayakroh to Simpang Ampat and Pedas Linggi to Port Dickson. On the East Coast Expressway Phase 2 or LPT2, high volume of vehicles were reported from Kuala Dungun to Kerteh and from the rest and service area in Paker to Kuantan. On LPT1, from the East Coast heading towards the Klang Valley, traffic is also reported to be building up from Lanchang to Karak, Karak to Lentang and Genting Sempah to the Gombak Toll Plaza. At least one dead in Turkey cable car accident. News from the foreign front when we return.
Dapatkan arah kiblat, doa harian dan Al-Quran secara digital di aplikasi Waktu Salat Malaysia, kini berwajah baru.
Perut pun dah kenyang, mata pun dah segar. Barulah boleh layan program Raya Kelima di TV3.
Malu, kau malu yang kau bergelek tu.
My perform.
Okey.
Wow. My perform.
Alung dapat independen, dia kata. Alung dapat independen ni, dia pun dah syukur alhamdulillah.
Kita tak ada buat salah dengan siapa pun. Tak ada jodoh.
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
News from the foreign front now. The Zionist regime continues to ramp up its military bombardments and airstrikes across the Gaza Strip, causing severe damages to a mosque and homes in the central city. Authorities said at least 5 people have been killed and more than 30 injured overnight in an Israeli attack in the Zarqa area of central Gaza City. Several Palestinians were also injured, while dozens of homes were set on fire by Israeli settlers during a raid in the West Bank village of Duma. The cruel regime also bombarded a UN-run school in the northern part of the Nuseirat refugee camp, the second time in less than 24 hours. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 52 Palestinians were killed and 95 wounded in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, the humanitarian aid allowed to enter the Gaza Strip has been increasing in recent days, but the current level of assistance remains far from sufficient for the over 2 million people living in the entire Gaza Strip.
يعني ربنا اللي بيوصل الامور هذه كلها انه تمها هيك يعني ان احنا نقدر نشتريها لاولادنا لبناتنا احنا عايشين بخيم يعني ووضعنا صعب احنا بدناش الامور تصعب علينا اكثر واكثر.
نحن في الهلال الاحمر الفلسطيني نرحب باي جهود من شانها الدفع باتجاه توسيع رقعه المساعدات والحد من معاناه المواطنين والمتضررين، خاصه ونحن نتحدث عن وجود 1,900,000 نازح ونتحدث ايضا عن وجود اكثر من 75,000 اصابه، جميعهم بحاجه الى هذه المساعدات لكي تلبي الاحتياجات الخاصه بهم.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden said Iran is expected to attack Israel imminently as fears grow of Iranian retaliation over an airstrike that killed top commanders early this month. Speaking to reporters about his message to Tehran, Biden said he would not divulge secure information, but indicated that he expects an attack could come sooner rather than later. He reiterated that the U.S. would support and defend Israel if such an attack occurred. In the meantime, a National Security Council spokesman said U.S. officials are in constant communication with their Israeli counterparts to ensure that they can defend themselves against the attacks. Biden's comments came after Iran's clerical state has vowed retaliation after an Israeli strike on an Iranian diplomatic building in Damascus killed 7 members of the elite Revolutionary Guards. The last of 174 people stranded in cable cars high above a mountain in southern Turkey was brought to safety on Saturday, nearly 23 hours after one cable car hit a pole and burst open, killing 1 person and injuring 7 when they plummeted to the rocks below. The authorities have identified the deceased as a 54-year-old Turkish man, while those injured included 2 children and were 6 Turkish citizens, along with 1 Kyrgyz national. The stranded people had been stuck on the NUTP cable car just outside the Mediterranean city of Antalya since 5:30 p.m. on Friday when the accident occurred. More than 600 search and rescue personnel, 10 helicopters, 1 military cargo plane and other vehicles were involved in carrying out the rescue efforts. Antalya Chief Public Prosecutor's Office has launched an investigation with engineers and health and safety experts to determine the cause of the incident. The World Health Organization (WHO) confirmed on Friday that Nigeria has become the first country in the world to roll out the revolutionary new Men5CV vaccine against meningitis. According to WHO, there was a 50% rise in annual cases reported last year across 26 African countries, with Nigeria being one of the hotspots of the deadly disease in Africa. Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus stated that Nigeria's rollout brings WHO one step closer to their goal of eliminating meningitis by 2023. This as the new vaccine is reported to protect against the 5 major strains of the disease that are prevalent in Nigeria. WHO data showed that between last October and mid-March this year, 1,742 cases were suspected in the country, with 153 deaths recorded in 7 states in Nigeria. Zafir Izzuddin inched closer to the first BAC title. Sports after this breather.
Perut pun dah kenyang, mata pun dah segar. Barulah boleh layan program raya kelima di TV3.
Baik-baik je lah.
Amin. Cikgu Amin. Bapak.
Itu bukan artis kau.
Hak yang popular masuk TV tu.
Apa khabar, Aunty?
Ramadan berlalu terasa rindu. Syawal diraih penuh kesyukuran.
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Kalau dulu memang hanya untuk bulan Ramadan, bulan puasa sahaja. Buat kuih dodo kukus dengan badak berendang dan juga kuih pena. Tak sangka kuih tu kegemaran ramai.
Orang dulu ni dia pergi ngaji dulu. Dia sampai dulu dia tak ada lampu pecek apa semua sekali. Macam buah kabur ni dulu ni. Pergi bawa anak-anak pergi ngaji Quran.
Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
And we're back with sports, the 2024 Badminton Asia Championships. National men's doubles Gauzy Fei, Nur Izzuddin Muhammad Rumsani are just one step away from their first BAC title after beating fellow countrymen Aaron Chia So Wee Yik in the semi-final on Saturday. The world number 29 pair needed only 40 minutes to carve out a convincing 21-14, 21-18 victory against the country's top men's doubles. It was their second victory over the senior doubles pair after their last conquest at the 2019 German Open. The national pair will face China's Liang Wei Kang Wang Chang next in the final. The last time Malaysia emerged as the BAC men's doubles champions was in the 2007 edition through Chung Tan Fook Lee Wan-Wah. On to tennis, the 2024 Monte Carlo Masters. Stefano Tsitsipas is one step closer for his third Monte Carlo title after upsetting second-seeded Jannik Sinner in a three-set thriller in the semi-final on Saturday night. Despite Sinner's brilliant performance, Tsitsipas kept his calm and knocked out the Italian 6-4, 3-6, 6-4 in 2 hours and 40 minutes. The two-time champion will face either Novak Djokovic or Casper Ruud next in the final. Earlier on Saturday, Ruud fought back after a second-set slump to beat Ugo Humbert 6-3, 4-6, 6-1 to book his place in the semi-finals. Despite a strong start, the 8th seed needed all 3 sets to fend off a determined challenge from his French opponent. The two-time French Open finalist will face Novak Djokovic for a place in the final, looking for his first win in what will be their 6th meeting. Coming up, Quality Alarm Centre fire causes 8 million ringgit in losses. Don't go away.
Sayang jika kau tahu apa sebenarnya isi di hatiku. Sayang, aku berjanji takkan buat lagi di lain kali. Hai tuan-tuan dan puan, saya Ismail. Jangan lupa ya, saksikan saya bersamamu di TV3.
Ramadan berlalu, terasa rindu. Syawal diraih penuh kesyukuran.
Setiap keluarga, kerabat ke tidak, ada cara dia sendiri.
Kemudian yang bestnya, kad hari raya yang banyak yang bergoni-goni itu dijadikan hiasan rumah.
Dan saya bangga untuk mengatakan hati saya senantiasa bersama dengan Nona dan TV3.
Kami masak iaitu sambal kulit lembu, rendang daging ataupun rendang ayam.
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Mazahir dan batin.
Welcome back. The fire at Negeri Sembilan's Quality Alam Waste Management Centre at the Tanah Merah Estate in Bukit Pelanduk, Port Dickson on Friday was caused by a chemical reaction in its designated logistics zone for scheduled chemical waste. Initial estimates of loss at the 500,000 square metre facility was 8 million ringgit. The fire, which started at 5:58 p.m. in a remote storage area, was brought under control at about 8:20 p.m. The fire only affected a portion of the warehouse capacity and did not impact the daily operations of the Waste Management Centre. 66 firemen from 4 fire and rescue stations were battling the blaze. Speaking to the media on the location, State Entrepreneurship, Human Resources, Climate Change, Cooperatives and Consumerism Committee Chairman S. Virapan estimated the company's loss at 8 million ringgit.
Pihak bomba pun dah tengah buat siasatan lagi lah. Cuma keadaan tu memang dah kawal. Air daripada bomba yang disiram tu kita minta dia orang treat dekat water treatment plant, dan juga kita akan memantau keadaan udara di kawasan sekeliling ni supaya ia adalah di bawah kawalan lah.
He went on to say that the fire was triggered by a chemical reaction involving about 160 kilograms of chloride chemicals kept there. Virapan added that it was the third fire at the centre after similar incidents in 2015 and 2019. All the 86 workers at the factory were reported to be safe. The fire was put out completely at 4:23 a.m. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan has called for safety audits by government agencies following the Pusat Quality Alam fire incident in Port Dickson on Friday. In a posting on his Facebook account on Saturday, he also urged the waste management company, Senviro Sendran Berhad, to examine its standard operating procedures SOP thoroughly. Muhammad, who is also Rembau Member Parliament, also stressed that the incident was very concerning because the location is near the Kampung Sendayan residential area and any pollution, leakage or fire at the centre would pose a threat to the residents. Selangor Police will be recording statements of 3 individuals over the suitcase containing over 500,000 ringgit found in the car park of a shopping mall in Damansara on March 19th. The state's police chief, Datuk Hussein Omar Khan, said the 3 were friends of a company director who laid claim to the money. Police expect the 3 individuals to come forward soon and will have their statements recorded at the Petaling Jaya Police Headquarters. Police have recorded the statement of a man who left the suitcase in the car park who was identified from closed-circuit camera CCTV footage of the area. Hussein had said that the man is not the same person who claimed ownership of the money previously. On March 29th, the company director had claimed ownership of the cash-filled suitcase found at the mentioned location in Damansara. Let's take a look as restoration workers and artisans race to finish the reconstruction of the Notre Dame Cathedral in the world's eyes as the world's eyes turn to Paris for the Olympic Games. I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for tuning in and Selamat Hari Raya.